Welcome to Health Coach for Women. Intentional living for more happiness and fulfillment in your everyday life with your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker. Join Marsha as she shares her own personal wellness journey, as well as stories from our guests that will enlighten and inspire you to move towards better health and happiness. Now, here's your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker.
One of the hardest things to do in life is letting go of what you thought was real. That's my quote for today. I don't know who it's by, but there is so much truth in that. Welcome to another episode. Thank you for joining me today. I want to talk about that quote. Now, how many of you can relate to that? To letting go of something that you thought was real. It could have been a relationship, right? Letting go of something that you thought was real. Maybe you was with this person for so long and you thought that they cared about you. You thought everything was good. And next thing you know, they said they didn't want to be with you anymore, right? I'm just coming up with some things of where people can find it hard to let go. And what about those old ideas, those old beliefs, right? Growing up, what we were told growing up, right? And you know, a lot of people were told growing up, and you hear a lot of like some of the rappers, you know, they would hear you say, you will hear them when they share their story that, oh, the neighbors, you know, or whatever, the neighbors' family would always say, oh, or their own parents or whatever, you'll never turn out to be nothing. You'll be nothing growing up or whatever, or just not even rapper, anyone, right? People may have heard some stories about being told to them when they were little that you'll never amount to nothing. You'll never be any good. You're not good. You're just like your no good mother or father, whatever, right? And so we've had these old beliefs and patterns that we've held on to and brought it on into adulthood. Right, and that's the hardest thing of letting go of something we thought was real, because we know that things that you were told as a child, they can impact you growing up, right? It could be in a negative way or in a positive way. It can impact you nevertheless. So the act of letting go for total freedom, what actually is letting go? What does it actually mean to let go, right? So it means letting go of those old beliefs, letting go of those old patterns, those old habits, letting go of all the things that does not serve you. And I know you've heard this before, right? So it's letting go of all of those things. And what are some reasons why we should let them go? Well, I already mentioned that, of course, because it doesn't serve you and it doesn't enhance you or improve the quality of your life or your personal development, your spiritual development, which will create blocks, right? And these things can create blocks in different areas of your life, right? It can impact your health. You can create blocks when it comes to your health. You can create blocks when it comes to your relationship, right? How you are in relationships. And it can be your personal, intimate relationships or your relationships with other people, your coworkers, whatever, family, friends. What about money blocks? It can also impact how you deal and interact with money, right? What about your own happiness? Your own happiness when you self-sabotage, right? You self-sabotage and your abundance, right? And so we know that also holding on to these old patterns and beliefs can also impact our habits, behaviors, as well as our emotions, right? And so how does the act of letting go give you that total freedom, right? How does it do that? So first of all, of course, we must choose, right? We must make a conscious effort, a conscious decision and choice to say, I'm choosing to let go of those things, letting go of all those things, giving death to all those things of the past, right? And so we do that, when we decide to do that, then we can start to see real positive change. And some of those things are, what I would say first is that you have no attachment, right? And so when you have no attachment to those old things, right? You have no attachments. You no longer are holding on to the idea or the thought or emotion or the behavior that creates that false sense of identity or negative emotions or belief patterns. So we have to release that in order to be free. And so if you understand where I'm coming from, so we have to give death to that in order to give birth to the new of who we are, the true essence of who we really are, by letting go of those old beliefs, old ideas, old thought patterns, right? And we have to let go of those things. And so when in doing so, what we do, we release our anger, we release resentment, we release the fear. We also release false expectations, as well as releasing the old beliefs, right? And which these things, we know, once you release these things, and I've also forgot to mention being able to forgive. Well, that will be the same as to holding on to resentment or anger, because you're upset with the person, so you're not able to really forgive them because you're so stuck and sitting in this bed of resentment, rather than being able to forgive and move forward. So we have to be willing to let go of these things in order to gain that total freedom, in order to gain that total freedom, so that we can change that perspective, those beliefs, and also change our circumstances. And that is when we are able to have total freedom. I'm going to go into some negative habits that you would say maybe that it's not beneficial to you, right? And so some habits could be something like, maybe you're a smoker, and so you smoke maybe a pack a day. You know that it's impacting your breathing, your lungs, or whatever. Maybe you have some other health issues that can also be contributing to your poor health, in addition to the smoking. And so you went to the doctor and they suggested, hey, you're smoking, it's impacting your smoking habits, is impacting your lungs, your breathing, you have asthma, whatever. But you want to do the right thing. You know that giving it up is the best option. You know that, yet you still hold on to it because you've become so addicted to it. Nicotine is addictive, and you've become so attached with it. And this works not just for cigarette smoke. This can be alcohol. This can be food, right? It can be people. There's different addictions, right? There's different addictions that people have. And so when we hold on to that, when we hold on to these old patterns, these old habits, it keeps us stuck from really propelling and excelling to our greatness. It stops us from being great. It stops us from being amazing. So we have to be willing to see it for what it is, and then make the conscious effort to change it and to do something about it. So every decision that we make, every choice that we make, everything that we choose to do or choose to neglect and not do will have an impact. All right. And so when you have to weigh your options, and you have to ask yourself, what is the best option? What is the best thing that will help me, as well as be of beneficial to others, right? And so, but we always have to start with the self. We always have to start with ourselves first. And that's important. And so that act of letting go is crucial for your well-being. It's crucial for your overall personal development, your growth, your evolution. It's imperative. We have to learn how to let go. Right. And so these false beliefs, or holding on to this idea that we thought was true, whether it was, being with someone, in a long-term relationship or whatever, and you found out that it was all a total lie or whatever it was. And I'm just using it as an example, right? So whatever it is that we've been holding on to, We have to learn to let that go and move on. We cannot keep sitting and wondering about the what ifs and what did I do wrong, or everything that this person said was a lie, or everything I was told and growing up, maybe it is true, right? Because look at my life. This isn't working. This is happening to me. Nothing good ever happens. We have to get out of that mindset, that negative mindset, and be more in a positive frame of mind, more in an optimistic frame of mind, being more positive, right? And looking at the bright side. We have to change our perspective in how we view the world. So it's important to be able to do that. And this is how you can gain that total freedom. This is how you can do that. And so happiness is there for you already. Abundance is already there for you already. Everything that you want, whatever it is that you wish to achieve and desire, it is already there for you. The thing is believing that it's there for you, in addition to taking the action to make the things happen, right? And so it's already there for you, but there is some work that you need to do as well. There's some things that you need to do as well in order to make these things happen. So if you want to lose weight, you know that you do have to do some form of exercise and modify your diet. You do have to do that. Okay. And so if you want to improve on your skills at work, whether it's being a bilingual or being a faster typer or computer or whatever, you know that you have to work on those skills in order to improve. But we can't stay stuck playing the victim, right? We can't. And in order to truly grow, we have to let go. We have to. It's the only way to really move forward and to really grow. I just wanted to touch on that. And I thought it was so important to talk about that topic because so many people, I don't want to say so many people, but many people, quite a few people, right? We hold on to the past. We hold on to these old beliefs and old ideas on things that's not even true. They're not even true. And then when you're able to really let go, the freedom that it gives you is that you're releasing the fear. You're releasing all those old things, all those old ideals and patterns and beliefs, right? And I've said it before and I'm saying it again. That's what letting go is. And so we have to change the narrative of our own story. We have to change that, right? And so we can write our story. We can write our own story and what the truth about who we really are, not what we were told, not what someone else told you, right? That you believed when you were young, or you were believed in whatever, in your relationship or whatever. We have to change that. And it starts by, and the power in that is when you can stand up, and say, I am not that person. I am not that person who's not smart enough, who's not pretty enough, who's not enough. I am enough. I'm good enough. I'm beautiful. I'm intelligent. I'm talented. I am this amazing woman with character, amazing woman that can do anything that she puts her mind to, right? I'm unstoppable. And so we have to change the words around. And if you're going through a rough period of circumstances where things may not be working in your favor, right? And so if so, it's important. Do your breathing. I always talk about doing your breathing, your meditation, taking deep breaths, reading a book that's going to uplift and inspire you, reading something positive, listening to my podcast, right? Listening to something that's going to really motivate you and help you get through it, right? And whether it's my podcast, a book, or someone else's YouTube channel or their platform, whatever it is that's going to help you to elevate you, all right, in a way that's going to be beneficial for you. And so I think this is going to be a short episode today, but I just wanted to touch on this topic, the importance of letting go and the act in doing so. The act in really just taking that ownership to really want to make a difference, to change your life for the better. And so it may not be where you may not be where you want to be right now, but you may not be where you were before, right? It could have been maybe a year or two ago, or even further back. You might have been in a more a worse situation. So let's look at where we are right now and be present and grateful and where we are today. That's what being present is. That's what being mindful is. That's what being grateful is. Okay? And that is all I have for you today. That is all I have for you on this episode. I thank you so much for listening in, for tuning in. I am not going to mention any more about the book that's coming. I'm just going to say, hey guys, it's ready. So it's in the works. That's all I'm going to say on that. But if you ever want to reach out to me and have any questions for me about anything at all, and you really want to take your health to the next level this year, right? And I'm calling it the year of healing, that we need to heal. The planet itself needs to heal. People need to heal. We need to do this. And it's only going to happen if we unite and band together, right? And change ourselves on the inside first in order to change our world on the outside. That's all I have for you for now. Until next week, bye for now.
Thank you so much for listening to Health Coach for Women with your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to rate, subscribe, and review on your preferred podcast listening platform. We really appreciate that effort. Until next time.